dear students, in this video you will learn about the unit number 4 and lesson number 3, which is based on working with the web services on SAP NetWeaver application servers. So in this lesson you will learn that how we will can connect this your web browser or web services with the SAP NetWeaver application servers. So let us start. That is an outline of a web service scenario, and before discussing about this architecture, how the web services is interact with application server, I just want to tell you something related to this architecture. The first one is extensive markup language, that is called XML. So anything we write as a services, we use always XMLs. Apart from that, we use SOAP, that is called Simple Object Access Protocol, and this protocol describes that you can use to call up a web services in a distributed system landscape. So when the services are distributed, then we can use this type of protocol, and that protocol is SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol. Third one element that we can discuss related to this architecture is WSDL, that is called Web Service Descriptive Language, and this WSDL is a meta language that is used to describe the function of a web services, and these functions, parameters and return codes in particularly are described in the machine readable form. So generally WSDL, that is Web Service Description Language, is described in a machine readable form. So it can be directly understood by the machine. The last standard that is related to this architecture is UDDI, that is Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. And this is some kind of a directory which contains the number of services which is provided by the service provider for the dynamic web services. Now come to this slide, and you can see that this is sequence of process. The first step, you can see that a web services generally we can call up from a ABAP program or from a business server pages. So first of all, if you are creating any services and storing it onto the UDDI, a directory, then you can call that services using the ABAP programs. And there are three steps that is used for the web service scenario. The first step is the web service provider publish the services in the publicly accessible directory, and that directory is called UDDI. So this is a directory in which the service provider will publish or saves the services. After publishing the services, the UDDI will generate a URL as a WSDL files. So these WSDL files contains the URL for these services. The web service users, suppose this is a web service user which want to use these services that are stored in this UDDI directory. The web service user creates a proxy object, and that proxy object that refer to the URL of the web service. The web service user then search the directory for the web service in the UDDI directory. If the services found that if the services exist in this service directory, then the proxy object is written to and integrated into the executable program with the help of ABAP, and then it will called up. That means it will execute the services. In summary, if we will see, the web service provider stores or publishes all the services to the directory, and this directory is called UDDI directory, Universal Description, Discovery and Integration directory. And the user or client that want to use that service, so it will search the services using the proxy object. If the service is found in this service directory, then it can call for the execution of that service directly from the web service provider. So this was the architecture of web service scenario, by which the web services can be published and can be executed at the application server. Now come to the next topic, and you can see that this is again a consumer system, this is a provider system. So you can assume it, this is a particular provider system. So this is a provider system and this is your consumer system. The consumer system which is going to consume the services, and provider system which is going to publish that service into UDI directory. So you can see that this is a web services and this is an endpoint at and the client side, or you can say that at the web service user side, the consumer application is used for searching the web services. After the service is found, the proxy object will access that web services through the logical port to the provider systems. So this was all about the unit number 4 and lesson number 3.